We've been emailing the email for I'd say about a month now, and nothing. My first question is, what happens now? Like, I've never been in trouble before, so I have no clue about the law.
She will get a very clear instruction from me that she needs to meet with you.
We've spent a lot of money, kind of maximized out all of our credit cards, so we're not going to be able to use her with that anymore.
Okay.
But I find it a little bit harsh to give a dude 18 months when, one thing about it, every time I went to jail, I've been guilty or allegedly been guilty. Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Villapando.
Villapando, I apologize.
What are you apologizing? Did I say your name wrong?
Oh, you must not have heard me. I said it's Villapando. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's what I meant to say, Mr. Villapando. You are on for plea and arraignment. I don't know that your lawyer is on the call, but maybe she already filed a waiver. Let me look.
I can't even get in contact with the woman. Neither to my folks.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a second. So she did file a waiver of arraignment on your behalf, which means she entered a plea of not guilty for you, along with some. Let me finish talking before you talk, and then we'll both be able to hear each other.
I apologize.
So she's filed a series of things on your behalf, and let's see what this document is. The state has provided discovery. Looks like Ms. Williams, this is your case.
Yes, Judge, this is my case.
Great, good morning.
Good morning.
Get you on the screen. There you are. So you provided discovery to Ms. Cabrera. She's done the waiver. We will do the scheduling order. Mr. Villapando, you're saying that you and your family have had difficulty contacting Ms. Cabrera?
Yes, sir.
All right. And how did you get contact info for her?
Originally I was given a number to call up to one Muhammad Lawimba under Lawimba law. But he has been very unhelpful. Like, he gave us an email and that was it. We've been emailing the email for I'd say about a month now, and nothing.
What email address did he give you?
I don't have the paperwork with me. Sadly, I came here very unprepared.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I will do is that when we are done today, I will reach out to Ms. Cabrera. I'll copy Ms. Williams on the email explaining that she needs to connect with you so that you all can establish a relationship. She can bring you the discovery to let you know what is going on with the case. You've got some pretty serious charges. That doesn't mean you did anything at all. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just letting you know that the indictment and the state charge you with some pretty serious stuff. So you'll want to work closely with Ms. Cabrera, but of course she needs to come see you so you all can start working on the case. Do you have other concerns besides the very legitimate one of, hey, where's my lawyer?
I was wondering if I'd be able to be heard on bond today, but I'm assuming that's a no.
That's a no, because it would be your lawyer who'd be arguing that, and she would need to have filed a bond motion, and I don't see that in the docket. She probably wants to connect with you first to better understand your situation so that she could be articulate when she's saying, here's why Mr. Villapando is a good candidate for bond. He could stay here. He's never been in trouble, or whatever the facts are about you and your situation. So that would be probably one of the first things on your list when you and Ms. Cabrera connect, to say, hey, how about a bond hearing? And then she can request that and we can get it on the calendar. But at least today, you and I are connecting. You're meeting the prosecutor, Ms. Williams, who's got your case. And I'll get that scheduling order in place, which will make this case now move forward. Set some deadlines and some court appearances, and then I'll work on getting Ms. Cabrera to contact you. And then if it's important in your mind that she communicate with your family, she can do that as well. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor, but I have just a couple more questions. Um, my first question is, what happens now? Like, I've never been in trouble before, so I have no clue about the law. So what are the next steps after she waived the arraignment?
So the prosecution has already provided some discovery. Ms. Williams, was your sense that that was most of it, or are there items you're still trying to get your hands on?
My sense is that that was most of it, Your Honor. The investigation is still ongoing, so as we get more items, we will provide them.
Okay. So the state has an ongoing obligation to provide to your lawyer, Mr. Villapando, new evidence that they get. They might interview a witness who shares something that they think is helpful to their case, or they have an obligation to get to you things that are helpful to your case. So they'd be providing that to Ms. Cabrera as they get it. But they have already pushed across police reports, some body cam video, and something else in a zip file. Ms. Cabrera has that. She can share that with you. You and she will talk about the case and develop a strategy. It may be that, and I'm making this up, I don't know the facts of your case, that you gave a statement to the police, but they didn't Mirandize you, and you said some things in there that are not helpful to you. So she'd file a motion to suppress your statement because the police didn't Mirandize you. So she'll look through the evidence to say, here's some things we might want to try to exclude. She's also going to give you a realistic assessment of, dang, look at this. There's DNA. You're confessing. It's on video. Again, I'm making all this up, but if there was strong evidence for the state, she's going to be candid with you and say, hey, I can try to work out a deal for you, but this is a terrible case for you. The converse would be she's looking at it and saying, I don't understand how you got charged. You know, it's a he said, she said situation. And we should take that to trial. Or we should try to get you this kind of deal because there's no physical evidence. It's purely this person saying, Mr. Villapando did these things, and maybe you even have an alibi. I was in Texas at the time. Those are conversations you and Ms. Cabrera will have, and then she will put into action whatever defense she thinks makes sense on your behalf. You will come back to court next either for a bond hearing or one of these motions I described, a motion to suppress or something like that. Or if there aren't going to be any motions, if Ms. Cabrera and Ms. Williams are working something out that works for you, you come in here to enter a plea. If it's not the kind of case that's going to resolve with a plea, then you come into court for a trial. A trial is a little ways down the road. That is not next week. That is not next month. Okay?
Okay. So what should I do now? I mean, I don't know what to do in the situation because I was expecting her to be here today, but as usual, she's a no-show. So
right. She's a no-show in the sense that she's not in this courtroom. I am confident that she is in another courtroom, potentially in another county. Lawyers don't have one case, they have multiple cases. So she's not here today, but she will get a very clear instruction from me that she needs to meet with you. And we will take it from there. So what you should do is sit tight. You don't really have another option. You are where you are, and Ms. Cabrera needs to engage with you, and then let me know what the next step is. Is it a bond hearing? Is it a motions hearing? Is it a, you know what? The state's dismissing the charges. They realize they got the wrong person, or it's a plea. And I don't know how that's going to play out. That's a byproduct of Ms. Cabrera looking at the evidence and talking with you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Appreciate your patience this morning. Sorry it took a little while to get to you.
Oh, no, of course. I have nothing to do but be patient. So.
All right. We will get Ms. Cabrera to connect with you soon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hi, Darren.
Hi, Mr. Rios, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Hello, Mr. Kuykendall. How are you?
Hello, Your Honor, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. Let's get on the record in your case. It is 24 SC 000888, and we are together. You have your lawyer, Ms. Rios, here. The state is represented by Ms. Smith, and we are here because I think we can say the system has tried hard to support your probation supervision in other jurisdictions, and that hasn't worked out well. And I think California is done. I think that Nevada is done in terms of trying. And so it's time for you to acknowledge that the remainder of your probation will be here in Georgia.
Yes.
The ICOT system can withstand only so much before the host states say, you know what, sending state, you need to have this person come back. And we're the sending state, the originating state. And so you're back. And we need to figure out what we're going to do next here in Georgia. But so you know, the allegation is basically that reporting wasn't working. It's not you got arrested again or did anything scary or dangerous. It's just you weren't supervisable because you weren't reporting or they couldn't find you. And we're going to do a reset here in Georgia. Okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Great. Ms. Rios, is Mr. Kuykendall admitting to the allegations that are set forth in the lengthy petition?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and what is it that you recommend we do?
We're asking for to revoke, I believe he's been in 2 months. I have to double check, I think 2 or 3
Yes.
months. And we're asking just to revoke the time he's been in, credit for time served. I believe the state and probation are all in agreement. We did a referral to PAD. He's no longer today talking to his mom.
Yes.
Okay, so he's no longer getting help from her, so he's going to get the services through Pat, and he wants to make a life here. He showed me when I met with him at the jail, he showed me his plan of fashion, music, lots of things that he's going to be looking into. So we're just asking for you to go along with the recommendation.
Okay. I think it is going to be right here. You've got lots of time left, 8 years and 11 months. So you're not talking with your mom anymore.
Well, I'm not receiving any help from her, yeah.
You guys might speak to each other, but she's not going to be providing financial assistance.
Yes, yeah, we've spent a lot of money, really on this, because I've been here, as you know, since December the 17th, and so we just kind of maximized out all of our credit cards and things of that nature. So we're not going to be able to use her with that anymore.
Okay. Were you in custody in California or Nevada or anywhere before you got here?
No,
How'd you get to Georgia?
I've been here since December.
Right. How did you get here in December?
I got extradited here, yeah.
Okay, you were
I was extradited in November, but I was released in December.
Released from where?
Here, from you, in December 17th.
Released as in you were walking around in Atlanta?
Yes,
But you're in jail now.
yes.
So tell me what happened after December.
So I got arrested at the Westin on a debt of services charge because I was not able to pay for my hotel room stay.
Got it. How did you get out in December?
You had released me, sir.
I did?
I think he's confusing.
It was the 17th, right?
You didn't get out, so since you've been on the probation warrant, he was only handling the probation
Oh, okay,
warrant. He
okay,
wasn't
right.
handling that.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just going to take a look.
So Judge, I can clarify a little bit of that.
I can see there's this order that I signed on December 16th that Ms. Rios drafted, that his probation was revoked on the 16th, credit for time served in California and Georgia, and he should be released. So I entered an order releasing him. What were you revoked for in December?
Oh, I know what's going on here, Judge. So I was thinking he was talking about the initial case that he was arrested for when the theft of the services with the hotel thing. In December is because he came back here because they did not take him.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some issues with the different programs because I think she submitted one program, they didn't want that program, then another program.
Right,
and
the
then
Clean Shot program and these different things, sober living. What am I missing? Why was Mr. Kuykendall revoked on the
He
16th.
didn't report to because he wasn't able
That
to.
was for the initial non-reporting when he was initially supposed to have reported to Los Angeles.
Okay.
And that was the initial when we thought when he initially told us that he was going to California, and he ended up in another state. And that caught up with him. There was a warrant done. He had the revocation in December. And then when we had the revocation in December, that's when he told us he was going to Las Vegas with his mom. And so we
Okay.
changed it. And here we are.
Okay.
And just a little bit more background, he was trying to go to one office. It was a lot further than what they told him he was initially supposed to go. So it was a little confusing of where he was supposed to report. That whole time he was calling me throughout the whole thing. It's not like he was just in.
This is in California or in Georgia?
In California.
Okay.
And so it was a little confusing of what he was supposed to do. Then he thought he was able to do the transfer because then he was like, well, I'm going to go to Las Vegas because he has housing there. They didn't take him. They said he couldn't just transfer from California. He would have to go back to Georgia first. He didn't have money to come back to Georgia. They ended up picking him up, brought him back to Georgia, and then that's when we had the hearing.
Got it. Okay. And we are together again because there was the new arrest? Because
Yes.
that's not on the petition that I have.
It's not, Judge. I realized the office, I don't know how, because he was arrested before you signed the petition. So I'm not exactly sure how the officer missed it, but
Okay.
that case has since been resolved.
Okay. All right. So I just don't want Mr. Kuykendall to get another warrant and petition based on the arrest. So I'll make sure when I pronounce an outcome here that we incorporate that. I can't, something in Odyssey is not working for me in the jail space. So I can't see how long he's been in. Is same thing for you? At my desk, I can. When during the break, I was able to look stuff up, but out here, the jailings tab went away. What? So, how long has Mr. Kuykendall, how long have you been in jail most recently?
Since March 17th.
Since March 17th. Okay. All right. And you were recommending revoking how much time?
April 17th. Is that a month and 2 weeks?
It's a month and some change.
Yeah, that amount. The
Okay.
time that he's been in. I'm not good with the math.
Okay. Where will you stay when you get out? Because you can't stay at the Westin.
Right.
Yeah.
Pad, we did a referral to Pad, so Pad should be providing the housing.
I'd said yes, because being referred to Pat isn't the same as being
Yes, I believe
accepted
I got
by
the
Pat.
letter. I was actually just texting Miss Ross, but
And
Yes.
I did have an interview with,
they were picking him up on May 11th because
Oh.
he's a 30-day supply of meds.
Okay. We're going to get an order to that effect?
I will provide one.
Yeah, because they won't without the order. They will provide the 30 days, but we need an order.
Okay, I will get that order to you very soon.
Okay. May 11th it is, but we interrupted you. You were saying what?
I said I was actually, I had an interview with Ashley from Pat, and she actually did tell me that I was going to be picked up on whatever day that I was going to be released.
Okay.
So is that going to be May 11th?
Yeah, May 11th.
That's what I'm hearing, which is next Monday. All right. So, Ms. Smith, are you on board with this approach to handling Mr. Kuykendall's case?
Yes, Judge, the state made the defense and probation aware that if the defendant comes before the court again for a violation, we will be asking for more time to revoke. We do understand in this case that he's back in Georgia. He has a plan to stay, reset everything that's going on, but going forward, we just like for him to continue to report and stay out.
Okay. Do you know where the probation office is in Fulton County?
If I could have the information, that'd be great.
Okay. We'll make sure that Ms. Rios writes it down on something that she can give you. It's not far from here, but you need to make sure that you report there. Ms. Simpson, Do you have a particular date, or is it going to just be 48 hours after release?
It'll be 48 hours, Judge.
Okay, well, you know when you're getting out, and that's May 11th. So May 13th is Wednesday, a week from today. You need to report to probation by then, because that's the 48 hours after you were released. So Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, make sure that you get to the probation office.
Yes, understood.
Okay. All right. Ms. Simpson, anything else we need to tell Mr. Kuykendall?
Mr. Kuykendall, once Pat has provided you housing, make sure you update your address with your probation officer.
Understood.
So you'll get contact information for the probation officer when you report for that first time after you get out. That's the person then you need to update, because Pat
Okay, thank you.
may move you around a little bit. You may they may find you a place, and it may be a few months later you have to relocate, and you have to make sure probation knows each time you relocate.
Okay.
All right? Anything else?
Last time I was at the probation office, the probation officer there told me that I have to stay in Fulton County. I can't live outside of Fulton County. Is that?
No, that's not accurate. You can live in any county. You have to be in Georgia, but there are 159 choices for you.
Okay.
You just need to let probation know if you move, where you're moving. So if you were to move south to Clayton County, that's fine. Then it just means that your supervision shifts to Clayton County probation, and you'll be told the address in Clayton County, and you probably need to report there to say, here I am. But the Department of Community Supervision, that's probation, will follow you whatever county you go to. So you're starting in Fulton because that's where Pat is going to help you out. But if you decide that Savannah makes more sense for you, then Chatham County will supervise you. And unlike going to Nevada or California or something, it's not an application process where it has to be approved or anything like that. You just need to let probation know you're moving, because they're going to go back to the last place you were at. And if you're not there because you moved and you didn't tell them, they bring me a warrant. But I'm telling you now, that shouldn't happen. So I'm not going to be as understanding if we're back here like, oh, Judge, I didn't know I needed to tell them that I moved. When you move, you're calling in fact, you're going to know before you move that you're moving. Right. And so you tell your officer, hey, guess what? I got this great opportunity. I'm going to be in Lowndes County, Georgia. Great. We just need the address. And then they'll shift your supervision to Lowndes County.
Okay.
All right.
And
anything else?
yes, I just want to know, like, as far as like my actual probation, do I have to go like every Tuesday? Because the probation officer told me I had to come every Tuesday. And do I have to do anything like any drug testing, any on-site? Because we weren't when I went to one time I went to the actual probation office, and she didn't want to meet me in the probation office. She wanted to meet me outside on the across the street on the corner, and I just thought that was odd. So is that how they handle probation here?
So not a lot of street corner meetings.
Okay.
I've not heard of people having to go so frequently, meaning once a week. Although I will tell you that if you are unhoused for a while, they do require you to check in very, very regularly, because they don't know where to find you. So if pad doesn't work out or whatever happens and you are kind of transient, then you will need to report very, very regularly, because that's the way they keep tabs. But if you have a stable address, it's not an every week thing. It may be you have to call once a week. Hey, I'm doing well, but not go to the office once a week. And sometimes probation officers want to meet you where you are, your residence, your job, to confirm it, because you're going to claim I'm working at this, whatever it is you're doing. And they sometimes will want to check that out. Is he really working where he's saying he's working? Yep, he is. Look at that. Not to interfere with what you're doing, but just to validate it. So a field visit is not odd, but saying, don't come in the building, I'm going to meet you outside on the street corner, is a little peculiar. But bottom line, if your probation officer says, meet me at the Starbucks, you should go to the Starbucks, because it's your probation officer.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
Because he's going through PAD, given that he doesn't necessarily have stable housing yet, So there is a possibility that he may be required to report weekly.
Because how am I?
There's your weekly.
I was thinking, how am I gonna work like that? Because
Well, when you have a house, when you have a home, it might change. So this the
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll change.
I was working at Covington Family Dentistry and in Covington, and my hours of operation were to work were like 8 to 5.
they're gonna work with you, and
Yeah.
you'll have
Oh,
housing.
This is not meant to interfere with work.
Okay.
So when you are able to secure stable housing, then this requirement of checking in each week is relaxed.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay?
Thank you.
You bet. All right. Good luck with things.
Thank you so much, Mr. Your Honor.
Judge McBurney.
Judge McBurney. Thank you.
No problem.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
the great city.
All right. Can you unmute it, Mr. Watson? Excellent. All right. Let's get on the record, please, Ms. Rivers. This is position 13 and 14, 23 SC 188155 and 188156, both belonging to Mr. Watson. And Mr. Watson, in just a month and a half ago, I signed probation warrants for you. And the allegation in both, one for each of the cases I mentioned, is that in February of this year, you committed the crime of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of methamphetamine. You also had not reported to probation after you were released last time from your previous revocation. So this is not our first rodeo. And we need to work through what we're going to do with all that. So I start with you, Ms. Wood. Is Mr. Watson stipulating that he was arrested for these things?
Yes, Judge, he is stipulating to the arrest.
Okay. And what's the status of the case? Is it it does say Fulton County, so it's a local case. I'm assuming it's still a PI case.
It is, Judge. He did have a preliminary hearing for it on April 23rd. It looks like there's a pre-indictment special hearing on June 3rd in front of Judge Ashley. I think maybe there's some additional charges getting added. I'm not sure what's happening on that day.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm sorry, Judge. I thought I heard someone else talking. Do you want me to go ahead and tell you what I'm asking for?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. We are asking the court to consider revoking 9 months on his probation and then reinstating Judge. He does live in Atlanta. He's 34 years old. He shared with me that he thinks that he's going to be able to, at some point, whenever he's finished with his business, return to work at KK Soul Food on the west side. Judge, he does have 2 federal holds. And while he does have this new gun case, I told him not to get into the facts, but it is a co-defendant case, and I do think there are some viable motions issues. But we do understand that any arrest is a violation of probation, so that's why we're asking for 9 months.
Okay. And you're saying he has federal holds?
Yes, Judge. There's a U.S. Marshals hold and then also an ATF hold.
Got it. Is it in connection with this arrest?
Yes, Judge.
Got it. Okay. So I am looking, Judge Brooks revoked Mr. Watson in October, and it was a failure to report revocation, revoked 60 days. Okay. All right. 9 months, reinstate the balance. Ms. Smith.
Judge, in this case, the state is going to be asking the court to revoke 18 months of the defendant's probation.
Can you move your microphone towards you so he can hear you? Okay.
In this case, Your Honor, the state will be asking the court to revoke 18 months of the defendant's probation and to reinstate the balance in both dockets. I believe in the 23 SC case ending in 155, he has 6 years left. And in the SC case ending in 156, he has 5 years. But based on this being his second revocation, and with this new revocation, there's a new case with a firearm. The state is asking to revoke 18 months in this case.
Okay. In the 156 case, it's actually 5 years and 11 months. I don't know why they're off by a little bit. They're very close, but one is a little more than 6 years and one is a little less than 6 years. Doesn't change anything we're doing today, but they're not quite in sync. Mr. Watson, you raised your hand a couple times. Was there something you wanted to say that was not about this new case? Because I don't want you talking about the new case.
Yeah, it's not about the new case, but I find it a little bit harsh to give a dude 18 months when, one thing about it, every time I went to jail, I've been guilty or allegedly been guilty. Okay. The record I got, it ain't all that good. Okay, cool, I understand that. But I find it hard to give a dude 18 months when, but it is a little bit about the case. When they say I had a gun and
Stop talking about the facts, Mr. Watson.
I'm not even, what is that? If you read the affidavit, it sound crazy, Judge. I'm gonna leave it at that. Just read the affidavit, it sound crazy.
Got it. Well, the bad news for you, Mr. Watson, is that for whatever reason, the federal government's gotten interested in you and these charges. And so these little revocations, whether it was the 2 months from Judge Brooks for not plugging in with probation or the dueling recommendations here, are going to seem pretty small compared to what the feds may want to do, given some of the things you've been mixed up with in the past. And I think that is catching up with you. But I don't control that, and you will get moved to federal custody once we sort things out today. What I'm going to do, Mr. Watson, having worked with you before, having sentenced you in these cases, and noting that probation didn't work out real well in, yes?
Oh, so once we get this resolved today, you saying I will go to the federal custody today?
No, not today. Nothing happens that fast, and you know that. But once this probation warrant is resolved, you may well get transferred to federal custody because they have a hold on you. And so you may go into U.S. Marshals custody. I'm not saying today, I'm not saying tomorrow, but that's your next destination is federal custody. They've got a hold on you.
I understand that, sir, but why? But my case still in, I got the paperwork right here, it's still in Superior Court. It's not even in Supreme.
So I'm not sure what you mean by Supreme Court, but I'm just letting you know that it may well be that instead of you going into state custody because you're getting revoked, you may go into federal custody because they have decided to adopt this recent arrest of yours. But I don't decide that. You're obviously going to have to go with the flow. You're going to get on the bus they put you on. It may go to Lovejoy, or it may go down to Jackson. Okay? All right. I do find you violated the terms and conditions of your probation, Mr. Watson. Partly you didn't plug in with probation. More importantly, you got arrested for drugs and guns. I appreciate there may be a defense to it. Today isn't a day to mount a defense. It's to admit that you got arrested while on probation. I'm going to revoke 1 year of your probation and reinstate the balance in both cases. And you will either go into the state system for the revocation, or as I mentioned, go into federal custody because of their adoption of your recent case. Ms. Smith.
Can I get that in black and white?
Can you what?
Can I get that plea in black and white? Like paperwork?
You want what paperwork?
What you just sentenced me to.
Yes, that'll get in the docket in the next probably 24 hours.
And can I get a start and an ending date too, please, sir? Because, Jackson, they don't, if they was to send me to Jackson, hypothetically, if you was to put a start date on it, but no, the ending date, it's like I'm fucked. So can you put a start and an ending date?
Okay, got it. I don't want something like that to happen to you. So we will focus on getting the right dates in the mix. I will get that order in both your cases as soon as I can. All right. Thank you, Mr. Watson. You're good to go.
Thank you.